Oh, sh. Oh, f. Jekyll Junkies, what's going on, fellas? Back out here at the farm ponds, going to play around with a couple new baits. This is normally where I come when I come to test baits. Yeah, I know it's a lot easier to catch fish out here than the bigger lakes, so I come out here just to see how the hookup ratio is on the baits, something maybe that I can tweak on them to make it better and all that. So like I said, I came out here to test a couple baits, and I thought I'd bring you guys along with me. I actually got 3 baits rigged up, one that I throw out here all the time, 2 newer baits, and I may do like an hour challenge, maybe 20 minutes with each bait. Hopefully though, you guys can hear me. I don't know if you guys can see these trees blowing in the background. It's blowing like 15, 20 today. We had a cold front come in. We got another one coming in tomorrow. It cooled down quite a bit. Tomorrow's high is only like, I think 45. Lows are below freezing for the weekend as well. So we'll see if the cold front messed up the top water bite to see how it goes here. But all 3 baits here are top water, and let's get right into them here. First one is from Jekyll Baits, and I don't remember the blank she used here. Jennifer, if you're watching this video, you can comment down below. But let me actually put this rod down and show you guys something. This color here, I wanted her to make just like the black shed, and I think she nailed it, guys. You guys can see that there. Looks like we got some glare on the screen. But if you guys can see that, it's got that bluish pearl belly to it, just like the black shed Kitech does here. Kitech does. I mean, it looks just like it. She did an awesome job. And guys, like I told you guys before, she gave me a code, TJ81, for you guys to use. I don't make anything off that code, but if you'd like to order from her, the link will be down in the description. Get 15% off using code TJ81. Anyway, so this is the first bait that I'm going to try out here. Just a walking bait. Like I said, she did a killer job on that. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'll show it again here before the day's over. So that's number 1 we're going to play around with. Then I made a little order from Monster Fishing Tackle. You guys may have seen this picture on Instagram and Facebook yesterday or the other day. But Whopper Plopper 110, first time using the 110. Normally I just throw the 90s. So I might as well show you guys what else I ordered as well. I just got 3 of the jackhammers. You guys know I'm a huge fan of the Picasso shock blades, but I wanted to pick up a few of these just to try out and compare. I mean, these are like almost twice as much, but pretty great reviews on these, so I wanted to play around with them. I got a black and blue, a white, and then I think it's Bee Height Delight. It's his like bluegill color. But anyways, it's got those 3 and that Whopper Plopper, which is called, I believe it was called, you don't even know, Phantom Shad or something? Yeah, Phantom Shad, which I thought it was a black back and like a ghost. Looks like it's a greenish, maybe a greenish black back. But that's the 110. Never thrown this before, so we're going to play around with that today as well. And then last up, the good old Rage Toad. If you guys look back in my playlist, you'll see a bunch of fishing videos using the Rage Toad. Some out here, some on the bigger lakes and all that. One of my favorite top orders right here, Striking Rage Toad, green pumpkin, chartreuse belly. So guys, we're going to bring the camera a little closer to the lake. We're just going to start right here. It's a nice calm spot and see what we can do. All right guys, I was going to start on that calm side, but most likely the wind blown side is going to be more productive. So we're going to start right here. We're starting off with the Jekyll baits, the walking bait there. We're going to do a 20-minute challenge with 3 baits. It'll be an hour challenge, 20 minutes per bait. Let's go ahead and get her set here. Timer, 20 minutes. Start. Okay, if you guys can see that, 20 minutes is rolling. Key to a walking bait is to give it slack. So when you pop your rod, you want to point it back at the bait. Okay, that walks really nice. I'm using 12-pound mono, And I like mono for walking baits, poppers, anytime you're gonna let the bait sit or you're working it slower. If you use fluorocarbon, it's a sinking line and it'll pull the nose of the bait down and it won't work properly. So anytime you're using that walking bait, you know, any bait that you're pausing on the surface, you want that floating line, that mono. Now other top waters like a buzz bait, a frog, like a ribbit frog, a frog that you're reeling, you can get away with fluorocarbon because you're constantly moving that bait. And I got a leaf on there. Get off there. That's one thing bad about fall. Treble hook baits like top waters, square bill crankbaits, anything that you're, you know, working along the bank where you got trees, you got to deal with leaves and all that, man, it's a big pain in the butt. I'm using a 6.5 foot, it's a crankbait jerkbait rod. It's got a softer action to it. Great for walking baits. You can use it for poppers. Awesome jerkbait rod. I like the shorter rod just because when I'm on my boat, or even if I was close down to the water there, a longer rod, I'd be smacking the water. With a shorter rod, you know, I'm up off the water, not smacking the water. This length is perfect on my boat. 7-footers, I always smack the water with. I've been experimenting with all sorts of, I mean, all the TCS lineup and EVX lineup, but just different powers and actions and all that this year. And it seems like for the popper, I almost like the Martin APC. It's a 6.9. It's not as soft as this rod. It's still soft, but not as soft. And I think you get a little tighter action out of that popper. You know, it just responds better to that little bit faster action. But again, it's not a fast action rod. It's still a moderate. But this one here, the actual jerk crankbait rod is softer than that Martin APC. I was out here last week. You guys can see that mat there in the back corner. Wasn't catching nothing, no fish anywhere else but over that mat. And I didn't have any frogs with me. So what I did was, I was just dragging a craw over that mat, and they were blowing up on that craw. But they couldn't actually get it just because it was so full of that crap back there. So when they blew up enough and there was enough holes in the mat, then I dragged that craw over there again, and then they could get that craw much better. So I landed a few back there. Like I said, the mat was just too thick. And every time they blew up on it, they couldn't get it until they made those holes. So it's kind of cool. What we may have to do is move down there along that mat. Maybe if they're under it, we can call one out. As far as performance goes, this bait works awesome. I'm just trying to drag it by that mat. I don't want to get caught up in it. Do one more cast out in the center there. It's not looking good. Yeah, bleed that cold front. Shut this little pond down. Only thing I'm thinking is they could be under all these mats, all along the edge there, which we'll find that out with the rage toad. Could just be with all this chop on the surface. This bait's really just not loud enough, possibly. Maybe the whopper plopper could be the deal. You know, I always let the conditions kind of determine which bait I'm going to pick. Like with all this chop, I wouldn't use a popper. Normally, I would probably use a buzz bait. I got another leaf on my top water here. I got a couple buzz baits in the truck. We may try those if I don't get bit on the other two baits. It's blowing out here, man. They need something louder though. That whopper plopper should do it. Check time. Oh, I set it for 20 hours. We're at 19 hours and 43 minutes, so we have 3 minutes left. So I messed up on that. So now I have to watch the clock. It's 19:43 and 19 seconds. My goof. Oh, sh. Oh, fuck.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Tackle Junkies, what's going on, fellas? As you can tell from the very last clip that you've seen, the cameras and the mic ended up in the lake. So with those strong winds out there, just grabbed the tripod, blew it over. You can even see right there the mic itself is full of mud. I got one of the cameras over here hanging up, trying to drain out mud all over the lens. Like I said, I'd rather just get everything home, make sure everything's still working. The cameras themselves are waterproof, but when you're using a mic, you got to have that one side door off, so that kind of exposes the inside. So I know some water and crap got up in there, so I got that on its side trying to drain out. But as far as I know, everything's fine. It was working when I put them away, but like I said, I'd rather just be safe, get them home, get them cleaned up. But anyways, obviously that cut the video short. I only got to test out the one bait, and like I said, I left. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the short video. Sorry it's so short. We'll get out there again next week or so and do something else. But like I said, guys, sorry to cut you short. I got to get home and make sure everything's working all right. Thumbs up if you liked the video, and we will see you guys on the next one.